Hello everyone! Today's video is all about finding your purpose in life, and I thought I'd offer some advice and a little bit of background about myself and how I figured out what I wanted to do in life. So, some background about me is when I turned 16, I got my car, and so I had all this newfound freedom, like, what am I going to do with my time? So I started going to the library after school, and I just started browsing around. I've always liked to read and stuff, but mostly it's always been fiction. But this time I found myself wandering over to the health section and stuff, and I read a few books, they weren't really anything too profound. It was just stuff about fitness and women and stuff like that. So that didn't really deeply impact me, the health book reading. It got me an interest in it. Before I went vegan, I was like, oh, I'm healthy, I'll eat chicken salads and stuff like that, and I would go get a Subway sandwich, and I thought that was what healthy was. And so I just kept coming back to the library and stuff, and one day I found the book, Why Marry a Millionaire When You Can Be One, and this totally changed my world and stuff, because I had always considered myself the job type, I'd go to college, get a job, to just stay there forever and stuff. I never really thought anything beyond that. Being rich wasn't a part of my ideal frame. I don't know, but it just hadn't crossed my mind until then. It just totally flipped something in my mind, and I'm like, holy crap, I could be rich, I could own my own business. And so I just kept looking into business books after that for a while. I didn't really have any idea of where I was going with it. I just kept looking at books and stuff and whatever interests me. I read a few biographies by rich business people and stuff. So that's personally how I found my business side of things. I want to own my own business one day. And the reason why I became vegan is I watched the documentary Food Inc. I came home from school one day and I decided to turn it on, and that day, literally, I haven't eaten meat since. It's changed my world. I don't feel that there are reasons to eat meat after watching that, the effects on the environment that we have, the poor animals, our health. I just don't feel that it is worth it anymore. So that has deeply impacted me. And so this may not be how everyone finds their passion in life. I just sort of stumbled upon it, but I want to help you try and find yours, because I know it can be frustrating. I spent what was that, a year ago that I figured this out? 2 years ago? I don't know. But before that, I was changing my career goals every week. I'm I want to do this, I wanted to get a degree in this, I want to be a nurse, I want to be a teacher, I want to be this, that, and none of them really stuck with me. I would hear teachers and stuff and talk about college, and they just sort of expect you to have everything figured out, and that's not the way it is. It's not that easy. It doesn't just come up like that. You don't have a plan for your life when you're 10 years old and you specifically follow that plan for the rest of your life. Things change and you learn and you grow, and it can be difficult. It definitely can be difficult, but there are a few things. I would definitely suggest putting yourself out there, finding new opportunities, go to places you've never gone to before. If you just sit at home all day and you watch Netflix and you play on the computer and you're like, why don't I know what I want to do with my life? What are you doing with your life? You're wasting it. You need to get out, go join some clubs, make a club of yourself, do a business, do whatever, find people on the internet that you connect with. You just do something with your life instead of wasting it. Everyone goes to school and they have their friends, and then they come home and watch TV, and they don't know why they don't have any hobbies or interests, because you're not putting yourself out there. I think it's very important that you find new opportunities, and just talking to people is a really great idea. I went to a little local festive thing my town hosts, and that's where I met my boyfriend for the first time. Even though we didn't necessarily hit it off then, I became a part of his friend circle, and then after a while we started dating. And so, especially, this isn't necessarily just for the career, But everything in life, you just need to put yourself out there. You can't just hide in a little hole by yourself and expect the world to come to you, and inspiration, magic, and creativity. It's not just going to come to you. You have to do some work for it. You have to put yourself out there. And another huge aspect I personally believe is like the universe, whatever you believe in. I think you have to open yourself up to the possibility of having your life goals come to you. You know, like if you just sit there and like you're watching TV all day, you're just wasting your time. You're never gonna have any thoughts come to you that are of importance, you know, like you're just busy being drowned out by the other noise in the TV, the sound that's going on and stuff. You're not really thinking about yourself. So like if you're just so worried that you're not gonna find anything, you're gonna become consumed by that worry that you're not going to find anything. You're not going to put yourself out there. You're just going to worry about it and stuff. So I think it's important that you change your mindset. Find in your soul that you're going to come up with a plan. Just tell your subconscious, I'm going to figure out what I want to do with my life, and I'm going to love it, and it's going to be a passion of mine. And this doesn't mean it's going to come overnight. Like you say, like, mind, I want a plan. That's not how it's going to happen. It's going to unfold. Like I've figured out over the last 2 years, I've honed in on what exactly I wanted to do, you know? Like I didn't change everything like that one day was not, it's significant because something switched in me, but that doesn't mean that I've figured everything out that one day. You don't have to figure everything out right now. You don't have to have your whole life planned out and like know where you're going to be August 4th when you're 43 and stuff. So you don't have to go that in depth, but you have to relax and just open up your mind to the possibilities of bringing you things. And I think it's important to spend some time alone too. Like I think meditation is very important, just so you get a chance to just be alone with your thoughts, you know? Like as I mentioned, we are constantly like drowning out our own voice, our own creativity by like TV, video games, computers. It's all just so overwhelming, even YouTube videos. But just try, like in the morning, just don't turn on the radio, don't turn on the TV, don't do anything. Just sit with yourself for a little bit. Just relax and see what thoughts come to you and what you worry about and what you think about. Just notice what's going on in your head, because you're going to be spending the rest of your life with yourself, and I think it's very important to get to know you and what you like to do. So just taking like a minute every morning can definitely lead to some great effects in the long run. And I think change is important too. Sorry, I'm like losing my track of thought. And I think emotions have a big part to do with change, and you should, if you don't exactly know what you want to do with your life, like as a career, I think you should find a passion in this world that you want to change, you want to fix, you want to make a difference in. For some, that may be like you haven't had a family, so you want to be a supportive member for someone else who doesn't have a family. Personally, I am so pissed off about like animal cruelty and stuff like that, the environment, the meat industry, and what they do. So it fuels me like every single day. I've created a YouTube channel, a Twitter, I've reached out to people just because it angers me so much, and I want to do something. I just feel in every cell of my body that I want to do something about it. And if that doesn't get me closer to my career goals, whatever, that's fine. I feel like I'm making a difference, and I want to make a difference and continue doing so. So I want you to find something that pisses you off more than anything, and I want you to make a difference. If you hate the way the foster care system works, go out and change it. If you hate the way your school works, go out and change it. Start a club, do something. Like I said before, you have to put yourself out there, and I think that great things will come to you. The universe will see that you're doing something, you're putting yourself out there, you're ready and willing for a plan to come to you, and you will just slowly start having these thoughts and like, hey, wow, that does sound interesting. It'll just come to you like out of the blue and stuff. So I want you to go out there, find a passion, find what you care about. I know we're not all lifeless blobs. You have to have some sort of habit, something that pissed you off 10 years ago. I don't know. But just figure out what you think you can make a difference in. Doesn't matter if that will relate to your career goals whatsoever. Maybe you want to be an engineer, you think, but you also really care about education and stuff. Even if those two don't seem related, it'll still give you somewhere to start, give yourself leadership, you're learning, you're making a difference, and you're making the world a better place. And I think that is way more important than figuring out what career goals you want or what classes you should take or worrying about your homework or tests, stuff like that. So just try to find your little place in the world, you know, talk to other people and just get to know yourself and stuff. Just branch out, and even you don't have to like everything. If you find you hate this, you've been doing this for years, but you realize you hate it, don't do it anymore. I think it's time you stand up and you wake up and you just try to put yourself out into the world. So that's my advice for figuring out what you want to do. It won't all come to you at once. You won't suddenly like wake up tomorrow and be like, I want to be this, this, and this, and I'll do this in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Like, you won't have everything, but it's important to start. So tell me what you guys think of that, and leave any comments below or any advice you have. But thanks for watching, guys. Bye.